what has it meant to you, bro? What has it meant to you when Apex uses it? You got Doom, you've got March Madness, you got the freaking Rock. Okay, you got the Rock using your stuff. Like
Yeah. Oh, we
how
didn't even mention the big boy yet.
yeah. And I'm gonna let you do that. But like what is it like? Like what does it do to you when you see your stuff being used like that and from those platforms?
I mean, I think that it depends on if you connect to it. For me, like the Apex Legend thing was, I don't play that game. I know that a lot of people that I was when I would go to schools, they would lose their minds, bro. Like they're like, oh, you're saying Apex Legends, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so I know I just don't play that game. So it was cool seeing how they used it.
yeah.
But to me, that was more so cool of like, yo, I wrote this song in like 2 hours and paid me a lot of money. That's great. You know what I'm saying? But when I like the rock, that placement was actually not that well paying,
Yeah,
but it was just like because he literally paid us money to use the song for Instagram post.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But people
But
saw it though.
he had a marketing budget behind it because um it was a launch for his clothing and all of this
Mm.
stuff. But then what was crazy was when I tweeted about it and I was like, "Yo, The Rock just used my song. That's crazy." He replied and he was like, "It's a great song lyrically, and it has a great driving beat and all this other stuff." And that was wild to me because like when I was a kid, he was like my favorite wrestler. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
right.
And he's freaking like I used to walk around doing the people's eyebrow in 8th grade. You know what I'm saying? And so that was crazy to me because it's like, dude, like this guy who I was a fan of, like likes my stuff and picked my song specifically to represent his brand of clothing launch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was it didn't even matter about the money at that point. Like that was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so like that was just a powerful moment. Um and then the big boy, we just got the Creed 3 trailer, which is insane. So like yeah, like so when we had known about that for a while, and honestly, like just to be transparent, our move to Nashville, it was very hard because we lived in Grand Rapids, Michigan our whole lives.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we got 3 kids, 2 girls, 7 and 5, and then a boy that's 2, and like taking them, like leaving family. My mom did come with us, but it was just yeah, leaving family, leaving community, leaving our church, leaving everybody, and then go to this city and like my wife has to drive farther to work and all of these things that were just like hard adjustments for us and trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. And like it was really depressing because we didn't have very many placements this year. And then like that we knew that one was possible. And then when it actually came out, it was just like, I mean, happy tears type of moment because it was like we we needed the bread, but also it was just such a massive thing. I mean, it's like even for Tommy, like it's the biggest brand that's ever used his music. You know what I'm saying? Or biggest franchise. Um, and so that was just so powerful, man. Like seeing like how they used like my words in it, and like because I wrote this song, you know, we wrote it for like this thing for a brief, which is basically like you know we were at this camp, a sync camp, which is basically a label puts on this thing where a bunch of people are writing songs for sync. And a brief is like a music supervisor will say, "Hey, we have this show. We want to use something like this." So they basically told us we need a show like about like these mob members or something, and like maybe something along the lines of like sinners and saints or whatever, making the decisions that you make. So I just kind of like was writing in this character of applying some of that to myself of like kind of people like tapping into those things that we talked about, like people kind of stabbing you in the back or how you react to those situations. And just these lyrics came out that didn't get used for, and that's what happens a lot of times with the briefs. They don't get used for what you wrote it for. They get
Right.
used for something later. So like the lyrics end up fitting the characters in the Creed thing so much that they use my lyrics like all the way through the trailer. And it was just like really powerful to see that of like, man, because you can feel like Tommy's the man and be like, yo, we obviously none of us can do it without each other,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's like, oh man, like he's the only reason we're getting these because he's Tommy, and like that was like a powerful moment just to see like, wow, like without my words there and without that storytelling, like that does not get used. You know what I'm saying? Like we needed both of us, and like just that the power of how that related to that character and seeing it kind of come alive and then watching it in the actual movie theater. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. I saw that
And
IG reel.
yeah, and all of that was just like surreal. But then I think to me, one of the things that's powerful too is like, and just this is another moment of transparency, but like I've struggled with the whole like we're like, oh, the white rapper thing or whatever
Yeah.
is because we kind of live in this culture where like right now, like it's like I get it, like white people have done some terrible, I want to swear right now, terrible ish, you know, over the years. Like, so I get it, like we have it coming, yada yada yada, all this other stuff because we've done some messed up stuff. And it's like that's fine, like we get to be the brunt of the jokes now or whatever, but like there's all these like white rappers be like this, and then it's like Morgan smoking or whatever. And like like going into that politically, like there's been placements that people that I haven't gotten or other people do get because it's like, well, are you a person of color, or we want to have a person of color get this placement. And that's cool that people are being looked out for, but it is hard when it's like, well, is if my song fit really well but then it gets rejected because I'm white, that's whack. So like to have that to have Michael B. Jordan, he actually approved the trailer.
Wow.
So he heard he heard it, he all of that stuff. So to have him approve it,
Wow.
and then post it is like just so like it was just like so powerful and affirming to me in like a lot of different ways of like it's not because people just judge you at face value. They don't know like, yo, am I a culture vulture? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Is hip hop actually who like my like part of my culture for real, or am I just like this random white kid that like grew up in a perfect household and like I'm like, I want to rap, I'm gonna take over black culture. You know what I'm saying?
My parents don't know me. They don't get me, man.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was really powerful to me of just like seeing like, man, like just the way it was used, and like the biggest black actor of our time was like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah, bro,
was
man.
was really powerful to me. So that was really cool. But
that is cool, man. That's cool. I didn't know the background on that, but yeah, people don't understand that it goes both ways. Like I was listening to Tim Ross, his podcast, and he was talking about that there was a woman at the time that she had a great voice for whatever the commercial was, but they're like, oh, hey, she's black. Sorry, never mind. We don't want to do it, even though she was perfect for it, right? They were praising it and everything else, and so, but it does. It happens both ways. So I really appreciate that.
Well, right. It's like Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin when he was at the Doves. It's like that. There's just things that are like,
yeah.
It's like black music is gospel music. It's not Christian music. Like right. the divide of genres. Like I get it is there for everybody. It just sucks when it happens to you, right?
Yep.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, bro. That's a good point.
I know. You can't be a white person out here whining. I understand, but
I know there goes that privilege.
But it was still dope. So